Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the League of Inches podcast, NRL edition. Tonight, we are doing our reactions to all of the team's 2025 jerseys. So we're doing home and away kits. We're not doing the alternate kits, all that sort of thing. There'd be way too many to go through. And we're literally just going to do home, away. We did it last year. We're going to rate out of 10 at the end of each team as well. Just give our thoughts, how we think it looks, sponsors, how it all works. Basically just appeal to the eye and give our opinions for each and every club out there. Some have done a remarkable job. Others left us scratching our heads a little bit and going, oh, okay, you don't really want to make money this year, but that's okay. We'll see how it goes. Firstly, before we get stuck into that as well, a huge thank you to everyone so far. The start of the year has been awesome for the page. Incredible numbers, watching, listening, whether it's YouTube, whether it's podcasts, or just interacting with our social media pages, all our posts and that. Really, really do appreciate it. We did come back a little bit earlier than we did last year, but it's obviously been very much worth it. A lot of great feedback. Keep that coming in. It does mean a lot to everyone here at the page, the LOI crew. And it helps us to just give us a little bit more motivation to do what we're doing and to come back bigger and better. Finally, as well, you'll see a few little mentions of it throughout the videos tonight. If you want to help us a bit financially, for simply $2.99 per month, you can become a LOI legend. So that's our Facebook subscriber group. There's a heap of exclusive content on there, a lot of Supercoach related content. You'll be able to get exclusive team analysts on your own teams. You'll get in-depth reviews of that, up-to-date information as well. Get 10% off all LOI merch, as well as double entries into every single giveaway that we do. That would be perfect. Finally, as well, make sure you subscribe to YouTube, and you can become a member there. That's another little added on that you can do to help support us moving forward as well. But again, everything we do is free. We'll continue to do the free content. We're not changing anything like that. Just a good way to give back to us if you feel the need to do so. But Trav, spoken enough already. How are you, mate?
Going very well, man. Going very well. Hopefully all our listeners are going well. I certainly second everything you've said. Every little bit of support goes a very long way. So, and I'm certainly feeling the love. And I've only been here for 6 months, mate. So, can only imagine how you feel when you started this 4 years ago. So, it's bloody fantastic. How good's the chat in the draft chat going? Like, oh, yeah, God, it's fun. It's so good. I'm addicted to sitting there just reading through it and waiting for the next person to come through. The chat's been rad. So really loving it. Everyone's doing a great job. Very appreciative. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And that's a quick reminder as well. We literally have 2 spots left in the draft league, guys. It's
2.
Filled up so quickly. We went from literally only wanting 2, maybe 3 divisions max just for this year. We're now out to 5. We literally have 2 spots. No doubt by the time this is all out there, it'll probably be gone. But if you can, if you're interested, make sure you quickly get onto the page, and as well as our cash comps. So Supercoach, NRL Fantasy, and Tipping Comp. There's cash comps. There's going to be free comps as well once those apps are live. But for now, if you want to secure your spot in the cash comps, $30 per person per entry, just message the page as well, and we'll get you straight into those chats. But let's get into it. Let's get into our jersey reviews and how we view all of our teams. So first up, let's bring them onto the stage. So again, YouTube watchers will be able to get a perfect little screen of slideshow of what we've got here. So I've got the home and away jersey. And again, a bit of information down the bottom if you did want to help us out. For podcast listeners, we'll try and go as in detail as we can. Again, if you're not driving or anything like that, feel free to head over to YouTube. Probably be a great episode to watch rather than listen to. Alrighty, so the Broncos, we've got the home and away. To me, off the bat, and again, guys, this is all opinion. We're not professionals on the jersey side of things. Obviously, guys like rugby league out there, he's the jersey expert. He knows every bit of detail. We're going to say some things tonight that probably aren't correct. Please let us know in the comments, because we do want to learn a lot more about the jersey stuff. We're just literally giving our opinions of how we remember things from, say, last year to this year and things like that. So don't crucify us. We're definitely putting ourselves out there. But just, let us know if we have got things wrong, and we'll make sure we do apologize for that. But for me, it looks like their away jersey hasn't really changed. The home has. It's a much more maroon with a tinge of that sort of goldish sort of lining and things like that. It looks a little bit plain, to be honest. I would have just liked them to go the home, basically how they've done the away, but flick the colors around so that the maroon is basically where the white is, and the maroon sleeves are then the white. I just think that might have been a better look, but I don't know, Trav. This one for me, the away gets me. I really like the away. The away kit's nice and clean. The home just does nothing for me.
Oh, see, I prefer the home kit than the away team. Mainly just because that's their main colours. I love that maroon. I'm a Queenslander, so the maroons is all through my blood. I do agree. It is a little bit plain, but yeah, I definitely prefer the home one to the away one. I think I don't know, like you, I'm learning a lot. So the stripes that they've got through the middle, I'm eager to know why they've got the maroon and gold ones on the away, but the gold just on the home. And why the difference? So I'd be eager to find out what that is and what that means. But yeah, I like the home one.
Yeah, well, Mr. Rugby League out there, you probably end up watching this. Let us know a lot of these details that we don't know. Please send me a massive story and let us know everything that we don't know. Just a quick one with the sponsors. A lot of people do talk about the sponsors and how they can sometimes interrupt the jersey design and how the jersey looks. I think Key has actually done a really good job here of sort of making sure they're not impacting the design and not making the line shorter, things like that. It's quite large, but at the same time, it does sort of work in. And I like the fact that it is a different color for the home in a way. It's a nice little touch there. Obviously, with the maroon, the black wouldn't really pop up nicely, but they seem to have integrated their logo quite nicely onto the jerseys, where we'll see a few others tonight on this show that the logo really sticks out and it just doesn't look like it actually works, and it just makes it look like a very uncomfortable jersey. So I'm a fan of when this sort of thing happens, Trav.
Yeah. Oh, look, the Kia one's easy because the Kia logo is literally just those three letters. Yeah. And so it's an easy one. Like if you look at the one next to it, it's it does take over. That's probably my biggest gripe of the NRLs in particular with the jerseys, because with the way that they've got their sponsors on their jerseys like that. Like I think it takes away. I would much prefer that the logo is where the Broncos logo is, and the Broncos logo is the big picture on the front. Like I really hate that about the NRL jerseys.
Yeah. All right, let's do our ratings for the Broncos kits. So we'll do a home and away rating out of 10. We'll do. For me, off the bat, I'm going to go their home. I'm going to go a 6. Something's not biting me with it. The away, though, I'm actually going to give an 8. I really like the 8, the away jersey. So, yeah, I'll go a 6 and an 8. Trav, what do you got?
7 out of 10 for me on the home, and I've got a 6 on the away.
Oh, there we look. Straight away off the bat, guys, you can tell this is going to be a fun one. There's a differing of opinion, and that's fantastic. That's what everyone likes to hear. All right, next up, the Canberra Raiders. You can see there on the screen. Their green jersey, the home. The away is sort of like a more retro kind of feel with their colouring, which they've done there. Both seem to come up quite nicely. The big gripe, like the Toyota Forklifts logo is massive, and it just stops that sort of full ring, which would have been nice to see. Again, we know why logos have to be on there, and that's how they get their money, and we're all for that. But at the same time, it does take away from it a little bit. I love the lime green jerseys. Like that's what they're known for, and I love when clubs literally know what they stand for, and that's what they do. And it just has, again, that little retro feel, which I love when clubs do. They take it back, they do subtle touches and make it work. The away jersey, I don't know, it's nice. I think it's nice. I'm not too sure. I'm a bit up in the air with their away jersey. That hasn't sold me. I much prefer their home. Trav?
I love the home jersey. I love the green machine. That's what we love. But I mean, I say that, I preface that love word with that. I hate the logo through the middle of it. I'm pretty much going to say that for almost every one of the jerseys. So I'll say it now, and then I'll leave that comment for the rest of it. But how good's that green? That green just stands out. It's awesome. It's part of the Raiders. It's what we love. It's what we know. It's freaking fantastic. The away jersey though, what is the blue? Like, to me, that it just makes no sense. Like, I read the Raiders, and yeah, okay, so you've got a white uniform for your away uniform. I get it, but why the blue? Blue to me has nothing to do with the Raiders, other than maybe a little stripe here or there. And if I look back to what was last year it was just a pure white jersey with a bit of blue around the neck. And I hate that away jersey. It's not Canberra Raiders to me at all.
Yeah. Look, let's go the ratings for this one. Home, just because I like it. It's going to be an 8. Just the Totus sign definitely takes away from a little bit. I love how authentic it sort of is, and that touch of the retro vibe as well. The away, I'm with you. I'm going to give it a 4. It's just not grabbing me at all.
I give the away jersey for the Raiders at 9, only a 1 point lost from a max 10 because of the massive logo in the middle of the jersey, which overtakes that whole machine.
Hang on, you said away. Do you mean home?
Oh, my bad. So, yeah, the home jersey. Yeah, my bad. So, the home jersey gets a 9, only losing a point and not being a 10 because of the logo. And the away, I'm giving it a 1. I dislike that blue entirely.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, moving along, here we go. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, their home and away kit. Honestly, as much as I want to dislike the Bulldogs as my personal club's choice, they are just ticking so many boxes on and off the field. I feel like at the moment it's insane. I really like both jerseys. The only sticking point is that Laundry Hotels on the home jersey just absolutely stuffs up that V-looking shape that the Dogs are known for. It's done a lot better on the away jersey, in my opinion. I think that should have just been done for the home. I understand why. Again, that's that retro vibe. You think back, I think it's the early 2000s when they wore that sort of kit. I'm pretty sure I'm about spot on with that one. And it sort of has that little vibe to it. So I love that. I love the logo. It's celebrating I think it's their 90th anniversary logo. So that's awesome as well. Their away jersey's beautiful. That's a thing of beauty. As I said, that the V's not interrupted. Trav, I've got so much just great things apart from obviously that home jersey's just that sponsor. We've said it before, we say it again, that sponsor.
Yeah, it like literally makes that whole V disappear, which and you touched on it really well with the away jersey, how they've still got the V, but the logo sits underneath it. It doesn't take it away from the V. You've not lost it. And the away jersey is amazing. If I remember rightly, I think that home jersey is very similar to the Heritage jersey that they had last year. So they've made the Heritage jersey their home jersey for this year. Look, I still like it. It's not a bad jersey. I love the V. I love the way they do that. Again, it's just that logo. And the away jersey's just, the away jersey's sick. I think that's fantastic. I love the blue. I love the white. Again, I would much prefer, because I actually really like their Bulldogs logo too. So I'd love that to be amplified, be much bigger, and have that in the middle, and just have the little logo for the jersey down. But
it's ratings wise, it's right up there. We're going early with some big numbers. I feel like here I'm going to go the home a 9. I really love that retro vibe. I love the sort of feelings it brings back for Dogs fans, the heritage touch. It's just that logo that it interrupts that whole V shape for mine that does put it down 1 point. The away, thing of beauty, I will lock in a 9.5 for the away. I just think it's simple in a way. It's not over the top design, but it's just so right. And it's also a little bit of League of Inches colouring, just a darker shade of blue. So,
yeah. The home jersey for me, I'm giving a 7 because I think the logo just takes away from the V entirely, which I think is the important part of that jersey. It's the message, it's the meaning behind it. So I'm going to give the home jersey a 7, and the away jersey I'm giving a 9 because I just think that's fantastic.
Yeah, spot on. Cronulla Sharkies, home is pretty much what it was last year. And I believe the away is quite similar as well, if I'm not mistaken.
So I'm looking at the picture now. Looking at the picture now of 2024. So 2024 was pretty much all black with the Aramax logo wrapped around it. And whereas now this year, the Aramax logo is like a stamp in the middle of the shirt. And they've got the blue, I think it's the teal color. Is that their color teal? So it's the teal V, and the white underneath is new. Last year, it was just all black other than the Aramax logo that wrapped around.
Okay. All right. Well, look, the home hasn't really changed. I don't think, and I want to say this now, but there is some clubs out there. I don't think it necessarily needs to change much at all. This is their identity. That's what we like. Again, it has that little retro vibe to it. I think that a lot of clubs have taken it on board now moving forward, and I think everyone loves that. I think it's obviously come back. You see a lot more of those cotton sort of jerseys everyone walks around in because they love that. And if you can get that with these new style of jerseys, I think you're going to sell a whole lot more. So credit to them. I don't think, as I said, you don't need to change your jersey every year. Fans can't afford it. And this way it just helps, I guess, the crowd looking all the same. The away, I'm not a huge fan of it. I know they've got to be different. And I know there's a lot of white jerseys out there. So it probably would have made, like, it might be an NRL thing. They'd have to go a darker one. But like a white with light blue for mine would look nice. And it would be classed as, I guess, away. But again, the NRL might have said to them they need to go a darker shade jersey. And this is what they've ended up with. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It just doesn't, when you compare it to the home and a few of the other away jerseys we've seen so far, it's not up there with one of my favorites.
I actually think the away jersey for the Sharks is one of the better away jerseys in the competition. I love that it's black. I love that it's completely different. But I also agree with you on the home jersey. I don't think it needed to change. I think it's a really lovely jersey. I think it's a nice shirt. I think it's they've done well, and I really commend the Sharks for not making too many changes. I will say that the 2024 Heritage jersey that they had was awesome. So I'd love to have seen that maybe sort of picture a little bit with the Aramax through the middle. I thought the way that they did that was really cool. So, I like the home jersey, and I do actually like the away jersey.
All righty. Ratings, home for me, I'm going to give it an 8. I just think we've both said it's a really nice jersey. There was no real need to change it. So I'm going to give them, locking it in, an 8. And reasons why I'm not giving like up more. I actually don't really have more. It's just that, I don't know. I think there is nicer jerseys out there, but there's nothing wrong with that jersey. The away, 6.5 for me. Trav?
I've got an 8 for the home. I like it. It's a nice jersey. It's plain, so I'm not giving it a full mark. But other than that, I think it's a nice jersey. And the away, I'm giving it an A as well. It is. Actually, I might even change that up to a 9 for an away jersey, because I really like that jersey. I think I like the black. I like the change. I like how the black picks up off their logo, which is the highlights around the Sharks and the shark. I think that's really cool. I like that they've chucked a little white at the bottom, obviously, just to represent the away team, which is what we all know in sports is generally what happens, the lighter uniform. I think the teal V is a really nice touch. So I really like that jersey.
There you go, Sharkies fans. You've won Trav over. Look out. It's a nice looking jersey combination coming into the new season.
Now just put Hines in fullback and we're sweet.
You've won him over. Next up, the Dolphins. So I believe the Dolphins have changed their home. They haven't changed their away for this year. The home, I'm loving what I'm seeing here for the home. Everything seems to work quite well. The V for the podcast listeners is sort of like there's 3 big sort of V's down the bottom, which is like a really dark shade of red. Really like that. The Kings, it sort of works in well, doesn't interfere with any of the design of the jersey, any prints and patterns that they want to integrate into it. The rest of it just looks really nice. They've got that nice little sort of goldish sort of look around the pec sort of region, which will stand out obviously on the players with their bulging muscles and Herbie's amazing body. Love you, brother. But anyway, let's not go down that path. The away, I remember doing this, I think this time last year, and I said I wasn't a massive fan of this jersey. And then at Magic Round I ended up buying this jersey for my misso, who wanted a Dolphins jersey as a Dolphin fan. I must say, live in person, this jersey is a lot better than sometimes I think last year's picturing didn't do it justice. This one looks a lot better, I think. Pictured version. In person, it's a really nice jersey. Again, it's got to be away. It's got to be a bit different. I think the Dolphins suit black a bit more than would have gone like a white shade and things like that. And it's not the full jersey. It sort of stops at that V mark. That sort of goes then to that red color, which is obviously the Dolphins' main color. So, yeah, I'm a pretty good, and obviously Budget Direct, their logo coloring as well works really nicely with the whole Dolphins kit being basically red, white, and black. So, all up, I'm really a fan of these 2 jerseys, Trav.
Yeah, I am too. So as far as my research has done, because you all know I do it, the away jersey is their alternate jersey that they had last year, which is when they released it for Magic Round, or I think they released that around Magic Round last year. That might be wrong, but that was their alternate jersey. I think they made a really good choice by bringing that as their away jersey. I think it's awesome. And they've steered clear of the white, which is what the league sort of does for away, which I love. Whereas last year, the away jersey was all white at the top and then gold at the bottom for their away jersey. And then the home jersey, I'm a big fan of this home jersey. I'd love the Dolphin logo to be much bigger. But I just love that it's all red. I like the little gold highlights. Last year, I didn't like the home jersey. I didn't like that it was red with the gold. And I did say to my kids that I'd buy a Dolphins jersey because I wouldn't mind it. And I didn't end up doing it because I didn't like it. But I reckon at some point I'll probably end up buying one of those home jerseys. I really like that one.
Yep. I think I'll be having a dip into the pockets for the missile as well once she finally I don't think she's had her eyes on this one yet, so who knows. But ratings wise, the home for mine, I'm going 9.5. I'm all for this. It's just nice. It's crisp. It's got that new element to it, and it just all works. It just looks clean. And again, it's simple. It's not over the top. It's not patterns everywhere. I think they've done a remarkable job with that. Especially still being a new club and I guess getting their identity down pat. The away again, because I've seen it in person, I rate it probably higher than some would by looking just at some of the pictures. I'll give it a 8.5. I'm a big fan of this jersey combination. Trav?
I'm going to go a 9 for the home jersey as well. Just really crisp. Love it. Just nice red. It breaks up the red with the different shades and the V color through the bottom. I think that's just an awesome jersey. Again, would be a 10 if the Dolphin was the bigger part of the logo instead of the logo. And the away jersey, I'm giving a 9 as well. I think that's a really crisp, nice jersey.
Dolphins doing remarkable. You know what, Dolphins? Send the potty a couple of jerseys. Maybe we love it. Another Queensland team, the Gold Coast Titans. Normally, I'm a huge fan of the Gold Coast Titans jerseys. Just a little bit of a heads up. So we'll see what I say here. The home. So the way to picture this, guys, you picture their Titans logo. They've sort of integrated the face of the Titan onto their jersey with different shadings of blue. It's kind of cool, kind of not. I don't know. I don't know where I want to take that jersey because there's part of it that I like and there's part of it that I don't like. That Lottery Office logo is massive. It is I think it's probably one of the biggest logos in the competition. and it just sort of really takes away from both jerseys, in my opinion, because it's just so big. Again, we understand the money that goes towards it, so lottery office don't come at us. It's just a very big logo. The away, I actually like the away jersey a lot more than their home jersey. I think it is extremely nice, a classy sort of look to it. It's got that real Gold Coasty vibe, the sun, the surf, all that sort of elements to it with the light blue, the white, that yellow goldish sort of tinge to it. Again, not over the top, just a nice little pattern on the jersey. I think it's a really nice, clean jersey, Trav.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to looking at the lottery office logo and the brand in the middle of the jerseys, and just even last year and every other time I've seen it, I just go, "What the hell are they doing? Like, why are they taking over?" That home jersey has the has the thought pattern this year of being by far the best jersey in the competition. By far, like, it's such a cool idea to turn their logo into and sublimate it through the shirt like that with the tights. I just think that's just rad, but it's just ruined by the big brand in the middle of it. And I'm not hating on the sponsorship that they have. I just think that just ruins it entirely. Chuck it on the back and leave it on the back and just have that jersey as that would have just been sick. Like, oh man, I would have in a heartbeat gone and bought that as soon as I could.
Yeah. No, okay. What about the away?
I really like the away. I like the plainness to it. I like the blue, how it's in one line across the chest, and then it kind of fades away down into the white. And I just think that's awesome. But again, you kind of lose a bit of it with the big brand in the middle of it. But I think they did a really good job on their away jersey, and they potentially had a really good job on their home. Same. These could have been probably 2 easy 10s for me, but no, it gets ruined.
Yeah. For me, the rating, I understand what Trav's saying. There's something about this home jersey, and that logo for mine just puts it down by a number of points. I'm giving the home a 7, unfortunately. That, again, a huge part of that is how big that logo is. The away jersey for mine, I'm going to just try and override this logo as much as I can. It is extremely hard, so I'm going to give it an 8. Actually, an 8.5. I really, really like the away jersey. I'm trying to just picture it as much as I can without that massive lottery office, because if it didn't have it on there, it's honestly close to a 10 out of 10 jersey. I just think it is absolutely spot on. Trav?
Yeah, I think they're both 10 out of 10 jerseys and easily the best home and away jersey in the competition if it didn't have that logo in the middle of it. I'm just going to come out harsh because of how positive I was about what they had, but I think I'm going to give the home a 5. I think that's how much it wrecks the brand, wrecks that jersey. But remember that I said that would be comfortably a 10 without it there. And I'm going to give the away a 6. And I was so positive about the actual jersey, but yeah.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it is the way it sort of looks. Moving forward. So next one, Manly Sea Eagles. I believe Manly are a club that hasn't changed much at all. I think, Trav, have you done your research for this one or not?
Yeah.
Have they? I think the away was maybe closer to the heritage last year that they've now introduced as an away.
I think their way is the exact same. I think both jerseys are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
The only difference is that the 2024 jersey they had a different sponsor. So they've got URM, whereas its PointsBet was last year.
Okay.
I'm just going to confirm that again because
perfect. Have a look. I'll just quickly make a point for mine. Now, whether it's changed or not, I'm not too sure. But if I was a Manly fan and what I identify Manly as, I'd actually have these jerseys swapped around. So I'd have their away jersey as their home and their home as their away. I know that sounds a little bit funny because home is predominantly that maroon color that they have, that dark maroon. I just think that away jersey is a really nice, crisp jersey. It sort of looks to me more Manly. I know people are going to say their 80s jersey, that's what sort of their home is based off, and I totally get that. I just think the modern day and age, we do love that retro touch, but I think the away also has a little bit of a retro sort of feel to it as well. I just really like that away jersey for me personally. Not taking anything away from the home as well. I think the home is a very nice jersey. I love the touch to it. You picture Fatty Vorton in that pretty much every time you see it. They've done a great job. They've worked the sponsor again in perfectly in between those two lots of lines that they've got. So credit there. Again, it's probably a little bit too big, but again, they're footy players. They need to be. It's the logo needs to be seen on TV. We do understand to a point of view, might be a little bit big, but it's the major sponsor. Get your money out there while you can. The rest of both jerseys for mine do look quite nice for Manly.
So I've done a little bit on this with a couple of points. So the URM is a different. I can confirm. Last year it was PointsBet. This year it's URM. Last year with the PointsBet, all they did was just have PointsBet in white, and I actually think it actually fit really nicely on the jersey. The URM with the two blue with the black in the middle kind of, to me, just doesn't do that much for me. I think it kind of wrecks it a little bit, whereas I like the PointsBet last year because with the white they did the stripes, and so there's just the stripes, PointsBet stripes. I thought is kind of cool. I like this year. I love how they put the collar on the jersey. I think that's really cool. Last year, this 2024 didn't have the collar. I just think that old, I don't know, the old school retro-y type thing in that jersey, because the maroon and the white stripes is what we think of Manly and have for forever. I just think that there's a nice touch. The collar is a really nice touch. I really like the home jersey as the home jersey, and I like the away as the away because we've got two teams in the comp that are both maroon. So you've kind of got to have. It would be too much of a clash if you didn't. So you had to have, I think. So, yeah, I like the away jersey as well with the white V and the touch and splash of maroon at the top. I think they've done really well. Just the logo in the middle.
Yeah, ratings-wise, I'm going to give both of these a 7.5. A lot of that has to do, as you said, like the blue and black sort of logo does look a little bit funny on a Manly jersey, especially coming from an era where we had a very nicely integrated sponsor for them. So that'll take a little bit of time to get used to. So that does take a little bit off it. And so far I have seen a couple of jerseys that definitely look better, but again, there's nothing to knock them too much. Again, the logo is huge, I guess, differential for them getting a higher score.
I'm going 2 7s for both of these. Like the jerseys, just think that, as I have said too often, it's just the brand in the middle has wrecked it.
Yeah. No worries. Melbourne Storm. Trav might be the best one to take over here, but I believe the away jersey's the same and the home is fairly similar. The lightning bolt on the side, is that a new addition?
No.
So pretty much both of these are the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, as far as my research tells me, it's basically a spitting image of last year's jerseys.
All right. Did you get any of them last year or no?
No, I didn't.
No. Look, I've seen better Melbourne jerseys in my life. I won't go away from that. I don't mind them. I just like from some of the really nice ones we've already seen to this, it definitely doesn't appeal to me as such. I'm interested more so to hear the Storm fan, Trav, and what he actually has to say about this, because there's some fans out there who don't give an absolute you-know-what about their team's jerseys. Then there's others who are like, oh, I need to make sure my team has a really nice jersey. Like for me, for instance, for Parramatta, last year's jersey, in my opinion, that away one really stunk. It was a horrible jersey, horrible design, and many fans made the club know about it. Trav, what are your thoughts around these home and away kit?
Look, they're not the worst jerseys, but they're not the best. I think Storm has a really cool logo. I love the dude with the lightning strike, and I would just love to see that be so much more incorporated in the jersey. We're also known for the purple is our sort of major color, and On both jerseys, it's only just that top part. I'd love it if it was just a full purple jersey with a bit more of the lightning and the storm guy. Like, yeah. So I like it, but I don't like it. It's not the worst. It's not the best. Yeah, I think there can be a lot more to put into it, but clearly the Storm prefer not to spend their money on their jerseys and will spend their money on winning comps.
Yeah, well, look, you're 100% spot on, because I think that's one of the big things that put me off this jersey, especially the home one, is that different shading that seems unnecessary in a way. It doesn't seem like it needed to happen. I can like have that little gold sort of little V stretched out that you have. That's fine, but then just keep the pattern going that you started from the top. That would look like a really much better jersey, in my opinion. A little comment, like the red Z we've seen on the away has that red Z in the middle. They've actually transitioned that to make sure it was pure white on their home, which looks a lot nicer. Obviously, it stands out a lot more than what a red would. So that's definitely well done to, I guess, Red Z for adapting there. And just a little thing that we've been speaking about already just helps make sure it sort of blends in together nicely. And it does make a little bit of a difference, I feel like. Ratings-wise, I'll literally go 6.5s all around. I can't go too high. I feel bad. But yeah, I'll go 6.5 for each, Trav.
I'm giving our home jersey a 6, and I'm giving our away jersey an 8.
Yeah, if I was to choose out of both, I'd definitely have the away as my preferred jersey. That's for sure. Alrighty, the Newcastle Knights. Another team that I look at and haven't changed a thing from last year. Again, for mine, the Newcastle Knights are a team where they're known for this sort of style of jersey, though. So I don't have a massive problem with them not changing and not adapting to anything or having to change their jersey every couple of years. When I think about the Knights, this is a sort of jersey I think about them and how I picture their players running out, both home and away. So I'll give them a lot of credit for that. And again, helps their supporters save a bit of money. Unless they're real picky and they've changed a sponsor or two and they want to make sure they have this jersey and support the club if they're able to. If not, it helps the members and fans. I like them. I like them both. As I said, it's the identity. It all seems to work in. The nib is a little bit off-putting, just sort of it's there. You can very much clearly tell. It impacts the V. Definitely that first two, like the first blue and the first red one. But I guess it kind of has to. There's nowhere else for it to be as a major sponsor. And their colours for their company can't be blended in any better than that. So, yeah, I don't mind it. It's, as I said, it's the identity. It's Newcastle Knights. Trav?
Unlike the Bulldogs jersey, where the Laundry hotels literally blocked the V and you only got the little bit at the bottom, even with this logo in the middle, you still can very clearly see the lines and the shapes that it's trying to make. I really freaking like these jerseys. I love the pattern through it. I like the V. I like that they're exactly the same jersey, only that one's got red and one's got more blue, and like they've just changed the colors, but it's exactly the same jersey on both. And I just think that's a really cool idea. It's the only basically the only club that pretty much does that. Although the Cowboys, I think, I'm looking at the Cowboys now, they basically got theirs the same too. But I just like that. Although the only negative I've got on this jersey is something that I just remember right from when I started to dress myself as a baby to now, that my grandma used to tell me, is that blue and green should never be seen unless there's something in between, right? And so I'm looking here and I've got blue and green matched right beside each other. So just to me, that just my eyes just stuff that up. But yeah, I've just got my thing in my nana my grandma in the background just going, Travis, what the hell are you doing? Blue and green should never be seen.
Funny how those little things stay with us for our entire lives. Those little riddles and little things that are told. So, but we'll remember
beautiful jerseys.
Yeah, no, I'm going to rate them very, very highly, actually. And I remember last year's pod, these two actually rated really well also. I'm going 9s. I'm actually going to go 9s all around because of what you said, Trav, that they're both identical jerseys. They've changed a little bit to make sure it's an away jersey and a home. I keep saying it. It's their identity. It's what we think of the Knights for. And I love the fact that they haven't really tried to play around with that. They haven't tried to go outside the box because there is no need to. So respect to that. Again, they've worked with the logo as best they can. They've made that look as nice as they can. So 9s for both. Trav?
Yeah, I'm going 9s for both, and I love that they didn't change either. So another club that just said, "Yep, we've hit the nail on the head with our jersey. It's great. It's good for our fans." Yeah, so I think it's a great one. But the only reason why it's not a 10 is because my grandma in the back of my head sitting there banging me saying, "Nope, don't give it a 10."
There we go. The Cowboys celebrating 30 years this year with a special logo. Nice and big, that 30 as well on their jerseys. As sort of we've already said, it's funny that they're both on the same slide. They've both done this very nicely in terms of they've mirrored basically their home onto the away and just shifted the colors over. So that sort of dark navy blue that the Cowboys have is at the top for the podcast listeners. On the away jersey, it goes down to the bottom. It's divided by a little sort of gold line, yellow line as well. And then the whites down the bottom and then onto the top. Another thing I really love is the Toyota logo. Yes, it's pretty big. We've been talking about that all episode. But at least they've changed their colors. Obviously, they have to because white on white doesn't work. But I like the fact how it just simply works. It's the same sort of coloring. It just all blends in nicely. It's a touch to a bit of their heritage as well. I think this is one of their sort of similar to it. I think maybe I'm trying to think when they would have worn this. I can picture like Glenn Morrison and stuff in this jersey. So it's around that sort of era. I just can't put a number on it. Sorry. But yeah, a little bit of a heritage touch and just blended nicely in my opinion. And it's celebrating obviously a big milestone for the club. Trav?
Yeah, big fans of these jerseys as well. As you said, the home and away, I love the switch. It's the same jersey. It's just a switch because it's, for home. So you've got a different jersey for home and just different jersey for away. I really like them. They have significantly changed from 2024, and I think they've done a much better job. The 2024 home jersey was pretty much just all the blue with the V and then the big Toyota logo, and the away was pretty much from the chest down was white with the Toyota logo and then the V and then the blue and just on the shoulders and arms. So it's changed pretty significantly, and I like it. I like what they've done, and I really like that. I also like the 30-year logo. I just think that looks nice. It's, they're celebrating 30 years. They've made that big, which, sometimes you can think that might overshadow the Cowboy logo. But yeah, I think they've done a really nice job. I think it's a really beautiful uniform, and I don't think the logo ruins either of these jerseys either, because they've kept it simple. Like they've just kept it as plain. Like it's pretty plain, so it's okay to just throw that logo on there and just let it sit in the jersey. I think that fits nicely.
Yeah, no, I agree what you've said. Ratings wise, for me, I'll be going a home a 9, and I'm going the away a 9 as well. So 2 pairs of 9s for mine. They're very, very nicely done. There's a little bit of a shout out to some heritage as well, which is awesome. And everything just seems to blend in nicely.
Yeah, same rating for me, both 9s. Really nice jerseys.
Well done to the Cowboys fans. You'll be happy. Here we go. Parramatta Eels next. Their home is quite similar to last year. They just added a little bit more gold to it to, I think, balance it out. It was pretty much full on blue last year and a bit of white, and put a few people off. Now with a bit more gold added to it, it feels like it's a lot nicer. Balance. The away kit, if anyone has followed the page so far and has seen my views on this, they know that I absolutely froth the crap out of this jersey. Shout out again, both jerseys to some heritage, looking more and more like that sort of 80s style jersey, which I'm a huge fan of. I've always loved that. The Hardy sponsorship. Let's get away from the potential crap that comes with that, but it's obviously a shout out to the heritage of the Eels and the glory years. That's huge. It's just a nice touch all round. I've sort of said in a way because for mine, the yellow one, you can't see it as much, but the blue one, just that little bit of pattern for mine can be a little bit off-putting. It nice, like for mine, like all you need to do is really is a nice sort of solid blue that we're known for, but that's just me being a bit picky. I think these are two of the better jerseys the Eels have done in a long time. And I'm hoping that heritage sort of late 80s sort of style where it's blue and yellow comes into things hopefully as a throwaway kit this year for heritage round or something. And we see that more because that would for mine be the ultimate. But for what they've from last year to now, no more white. Huge fan of that. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, and the club is going to send me broke with the amount of merch they're sending out at the moment. Trav?
I really like the home jersey. I think it's pretty much the same as what it was in 2024, only now you're not sponsored by Ayland, you're sponsored by Hardy and the jersey. I do like the little yellow stripes, unlike sort of what you were saying with your negativity, because there's a big element to the power that I recognize of gold, and they need to throw that in there. So I think that the gold stripes are a really nice touch.
Oh, yeah, no, I like that bit. I do like that. I was more so saying that padding, that pattern at the top bit, I'm not a huge fan of, but
the pattern through the blue. Yeah,
that little pattern bit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood what you said, mate. Sorry about that. Yeah, I actually like that too. So I like the pattern through the blue. I just think this is a really beautiful home jersey. I like it. I like that the Hardy logo it's quite a nice logo for to sponsor a jersey because it's just pretty simple. It's just a couple of letters. It's quite simple. That home jersey is really nice. The away jersey, man, that yellow is strong. Hey, it's so full on and freaking awesome. I love it. I actually didn't mind the white jerseys. Like I didn't hate that. That's just because I suppose for me, I know that away jerseys come with a big lighter color, and generally a white. So yeah, I was I didn't mind that, but this away jersey just bucket load shits all over that jersey from last year. Just love it. It's so strong. That yellow is so strong, and I freaking love it. It's a really nice jersey. Power have done a really good job this year with their jerseys.
They certainly have, and it's a credit to them. I think they
what
do
short
deserve
colors? Are they also yellow shorts? Or the gold shorts?
Yeah, no, it's full on yellow. I don't know if you've seen it. I can send you a picture after this, but there is one where they're in the full yellow. Some people were put off by yellow shorts. I actually was a fan. I think it should be. I think it'd be a bit odd with the blue shorts. So I like the full yellow kit. Bring it on, I say. Ratings time. For me as well, yellow, gold. So that's my favorite color. So I love it. Home, I'm going to 9. And the away, I'm doing it. I'm pushing the buzzer. I'm going to 10. I absolutely love the shit out of this jersey. It is absolutely beautiful in my opinion. As a fan, it almost brought a tear to my eye when it first came out. The heritage around it, that's straight away what you sort of think about as a fan. The fact that I've been open as well with the fact that I'll keep my money in my pocket with the club until they start to produce a lot better merch, because it's been disappointing for a couple of years now. They've absolutely smashed it out of the park. So I'm going to give them credit where it's due. Yep, maybe a little bit biased here, but I just absolutely love it. I'm giving it a 10. Trav?
There is 100% bias. You're so biased because you hated the jersey last year, and so any change you probably would have given it a 10. There's definite bias there. So what happens? Rubbish. I'm giving both of them a 9. I'm a big fan. Actually, I'm going to change that. I'm going to give the home jersey a 9. I'm going to give the away a 9.5. I think, yeah. I just can't give them a 10 with the logo just bang. I just would much rather it around. But clearly every jersey has it, so it's obviously something that happens, but it's one of my things about the NRL. But yeah, 2 really nice jerseys.
The Dragons. So Gutho's gone from what could have been probably some of the best jerseys in the comp to the Dragons kit. Not trying to actually put that down at all, because again, the Dragons is that red V. That is what they're known for. If they were to change their home jersey, I think they'd be shot by their fans. So again, just keep it simple. They're known as the red V. That's it. The away is obviously a throwback to their Steelers side of fan base as well. Looks a bit more heritage this year. I think that might be a change. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like they have slightly changed that away jersey. And I love that. They're honouring both sides of the merger now, and they're sort of taking both on board, which is nice to see. I'm a bit off the squadron taking that V away in the home jersey. That's definitely off-putting. Again, there's probably nothing they can really do. The away, they've made it look a lot better and worked in naturally because there's no V to take into consideration there. But the rest of that, it's basically the Dragons that we know, and I'm glad that they did what they did with the away. Trav?
Surely that squadron logo could just go straight underneath the V at the bottom of the jersey. That would make it look, I think that would actually look quite nice with the V on the top of it. The away jersey has changed, but only the white stripes, and they were just in small clusters, whereas this one's got that 3 through the middle, and then just kept that whole red, which I like the jersey. I liked last year's one, but I also like this one and the meaning behind it. I like the home jersey. The home jersey hasn't changed, although it's just a bit weird to look at the St. George Illawarra Dragons jersey and not have St. George Bank as their sponsor. Just think that was that brand, and that just fitted in perfectly, didn't? So it's just going to be a bit weird to see that. But they're both nice jerseys, not great jerseys, but nice jerseys.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely an interesting one. And you have to look twice. When I first looked at it, just going, hang on. That's right. They did change their major sponsor. Ratings wise, look, I'd really just get put off by that V not being full. It just does my head in. So I'm just going to go a 6.5 for their home. Their away, though, I really like the Steeler throwback. Again, that big, we didn't actually talk about it, but that big blue logo interrupting the sort of sleeve white lines is definitely a bit off-putting. Does take the mark down a little bit, but I like the rest of it. That's a great Steelers throwback. I'll give that one an 8, the away. I'm a much bigger fan of the away than their home, actually. Trav?
I'm the same. I'm a much bigger fan of their away jersey than the home. Home a 6 and away an 8.
Perfect. Get into the last one. We've got here the first up, the Bunnies, and their arch rivals, their best friends, the Roosters, side by side. So I believe they haven't changed anything for this jersey, the Bunnies. I noticed there, and I don't know, looks, this is something that someone can probably let us know about. It looks like it's a gold sort of tinge on the Telstra or the NRL Premiership logo thing, which looks, I don't know what they're trying to celebrate there. If there is something, I don't know. If it's that maybe because they've won the most comps, maybe that's what they get to do. I don't know if maybe it's a green. I don't know. It looks sort of goldish, but it might not be. Let us know in the comments. My eyes might be playing up on me. I'm not too sure.
There wasn't anything in the 2024 that I'm looking at. It's just all green with the black. Yeah.
Okay, it might be green. I might just be the way my screen's showing it. So apologies about that. But the black, again, I think it's pretty much identical to last year. Again, it's what we know about the Bunnies. It's how we identify the Rabbitohs. They've gone the black bunny as their home strip this year. Away, identical, but a black collar. The away is a white collar and that white bunny as well. It's a nice little change, I guess. They didn't need to, but MG, their big sponsor, it's quite big. It's a very large logo. They've done a little change there where they've done the white and black, changed it over for each jersey. I guess a nice little touch as well, just to make sure that it's more black on the home and more white on the away. So a nice touch. I like that that's actually been put, I thought, into it to identify both jerseys. It is a big logo, though. There's no denying that. Trav?
Yeah, they're exactly the same jerseys as last year. The white, the little touches, the white collar, the black collar on the home, the MG change where it's black and white. I actually think the MG logo is a really cool logo, and I like the difference in the way that they've done that. I love the Rabbitohs could have the exact same jersey for both home and away. So I just think that's pretty cool, other than just the little touches of where the rabbit changes the color or the bunny changes the color in the black and the white. And just, I think those little subtle touches are really nice. I like the jerseys. I don't think, because of the way this jersey is, how it's just stripes, I don't think the logo takes much away from it. And I'm a fan of that sort of really nice MG logo. I think it's a nice logo too. So, yeah, they're good jerseys.
I'm locking in 7.5 for both. What about you?
I'm giving him 8.
Look out. He's gone. He's liking it. He's Mr. Positivity around the Rabbits. The Sydney Roosters. First of all, Steggle's gone, and it looks so strange. It is so strange. What is it? BYD now?
BYD, yeah.
I think that's
Build Your Dream.
It's a car company, isn't it? It's like an overseas that's starting to make their way into Australia. So,
nice cars.
Yeah. Shout out to the cars. BYD, if you want to sponsor a podcast, just give us a message, give us a holler. We'll chat to you further. Again, I'm a bigger fan of their away jersey than I am their home. Their home jersey, in a way, and I do not want to disrespect this company one bit. And again, if you want to sponsor us, please do. It kind of looks best and less-ish. Like, it looks like a best and less jersey. And I'm not bagging it out. I'm not bagging that, but I'm just saying it just looks basic. I don't know what the home is doing. It just doesn't look right. Nothing about that home jersey to me looks right. I don't know if it's the photo, it's the way it's done. If it's, I don't know, maybe in person it's going to look a lot better than it does there. It's just something for me looks meh, just doesn't suit. But the away jersey for mine looks nice and crisp. Works quite well. Maybe it's the fact that it's a smaller V's on the away. The home has got that real big V. I don't know, but I don't know if I can make much sense to this of these two jerseys. Trav, can you help me out?
Did you like their 2024 jersey?
Their home one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I did.
Yeah, it's exactly the same jersey, just Steggles is not there. So obviously you're a very big fan of chicken.
I love chicken. A huge fan of chicken.
Because that's the only thing that's changed on these jerseys. The only thing that's changed on these jerseys is that it's not sponsored by Steggles anymore. It's the BYD. They're pretty much a spitting image of both. I actually really think they're really nice jerseys. Really big fan of them. Yeah, I like that. It's the Roosters color, the tricolour. I think that's really cool. I think the away jersey probably matches the tricolour of what I think a bit better. But I think they're really nice jerseys.
Maybe I'm just being a bit too picky. Apologies, Roosters.
I think you just really like chicken.
Yeah, Steggles, come on board as well. Thank you. For me, the home 6.5. It's just something about it. Again, I'll probably change that when I see it in person. The away, I'll go on 8. Really, really like the away. It's funny because I hated the white jersey of my own team, but I guess that's probably because it wasn't our identity. Whereas for me, like for the Roosters, it just looks so nice. It looks crisp. It just suits. It works in well with their other two colors that they're known for. It's a really, really nice jersey.
Yeah, I've got both 8s for them. I think they're really nice.
Yeah, perfect. Next up, it's the second last slide, I believe. The Warriors, home and away. I think they've actually stayed the same, remarkably, for the Warriors. They've got a new Pacifica jersey that I have seen. It's a really nice designed jersey. I was tempted to put it up here because it is very, very nice. But again, we know the Warriors will probably release about 8 jerseys this year at certain points. So probably can talk about them at a later time. But really like, obviously the home is a throwback to some of their tradition, their heritage as well, and earlier teams. So you sort of naturally can see like Kevin Campion and Stacey Jones and things like that, Monty Beetham in that sort of jersey. Love it. Love that, how that green has come back into their club. Really nice. That 1Z sort of logo, it is big. It's sort of there, but I like the way it's sort of, it looks like the coloring works into it. So it's actually sort of, they've made their way to make it work. So it does look nice. And their away, it's pretty nice and crisp as well. A little bit of patterns in there to obviously represent their Maori heritage. Sorry, I cannot roll my tongue, guys, so don't think that's disrespectful. I literally just can't roll my R's or do anything like that. But Yeah, I really don't mind these two jerseys, Trav.
Yeah, I love them. I loved them last year. They're pretty much the same. I love what they've done with the Maori, like how like the way that they've got the logo on the home. Sorry, the green and red sort of looks like the eyes of their logo, and then it goes into their mouth, and then the one New Z sort of integrates into that. I think it's just awesome. It's a beautiful jersey.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it. I don't think that. I just think that the market or the way that they've designed their design team have done a really good job to integrate that into the colors. I think it's a really nice jersey, and I love the stripe and the crispiness of the away jersey, which is pretty much the same as what they had last year. I like how that's the one NZ logo kind of is. It kind of fits quite nicely with the blue and white. It sort of blends into it. It doesn't like overtake it. It kind of looks, they're both good jerseys.
And one thing that you've mentioned before about some of the other clubs, they've actually, if you look closely at that home jersey, that warrior is actually in their jersey as well. It's actually part of it. So that's a really nice little touch as well. I'm looking 9s for both of these. I really do like this, both jerseys. I really love that heritage touch, and they've kept to it because for me, that's their identity now. And I love that they've stayed on with that.
Easy 9s for me, my friend. Easy 9s. Beautiful jerseys.
The West Tigers. I tell you what, there's a lot of positivity around that place at the moment. I really like what I'm seeing here from the jerseys. If anything, I could probably say again what I sort of said a few slides ago, that I'd switch maybe their jerseys around and have the orange as their home jersey, their black as their away jersey. But again, they've got to have a shout out to the Magpie side of things as well. Obviously, the black one is for more the Magpie side of things. The orange is for the Balmain side of things. So understand that. The Pepper Money logo is there. It does cut off the V, the final bit of the V, but they've made the V work in a way where it does sort of look like it works together. It complements itself nicely. And the Tigers aren't known to be like a V sort of team, so you don't associate it. So I don't mind what they've done there with that V at all. The rest of it, from mine, they do both look really nice. And again, what we've spoken about before with a few of these, they've kept the jerseys pretty much identical. They've just swapped the colouring around for the home and away. So, Trav, what are your thoughts around these two?
Two beautiful jerseys as well.
Yeah.
I love the black and orange, which represents the tiger. I think the colors in that, it's pretty much. What I love is I love when the logos go into the jersey, so your colors and all that go into it. This is probably one of the main ones in the entire competition where the logo, their brand tiger, is in their jersey. I just think that's awesome. I really like it. I like their colors. I like the V's. I like just the little add-on little stripe V, elongated triangles on the sides. I think it's the two banging jerseys. Wouldn't mind having that black one myself.
Yeah, no. It's doing this podcast has made me want to kind of, in a way, get a few of these jerseys, start collecting a couple of these, because there's some really nice ones out there. I just won't be seeing guys in opposition jerseys. I'll hang them up and stuff. I just will never wear it. I can't do it. For me, I don't know if I'm getting way too excited here. I'm going in 9.5 for both. I really, really like these jerseys. I think they're beautiful. For a club as well that's been struggling so much, especially off the field for so many years, it seems like they're getting a lot right. We're not going into detail with the NRL side of things, but just the fact that they've got this right as well, I think it helps because it gives their fans something back. And I think their fans deserve quality jerseys, which they're going to have this year. So 9.5 for me, Trav.
I'm going to go 9.5s for both as well. I don't mind the Pepper Money logo that's through it, even though it's a white with the words, even though it doesn't sort of suit or anything. I think it sort of blends in a little bit nicer because they've been able to put the white V and then the white that comes up from the bottom. And then it sort of blends into the Pepper Money, and they're little things that just little touches that make big differences. And so, I like them. So I've given them 9.5s. And also, I'll cut off to a couple of things that we've spoken around where the logo has cut the V, and it kind of does cut the tip of the V off, but it's still the V. Like you can see that, and it's attached and it works. So yeah, I'm not going to give that lost points for that. I'm giving them 9.5s, and it would have been a 10. I much prefer the tiger in the middle.
Yeah. All right. There is one team that hasn't been put on so far, guys. There is a reason for this. So I'll turn over for the YouTube watchers before people are yelling at their car and all these Penrith supporters going, you haven't spoken about our team yet. There is a reason. There's actually 3 jerseys on this page. So I want to talk about their alternate jersey, but that will be at the end. So let's talk about their home and away first. Their home and away are both, I think, exactly the same from last year. It's got that touch again, the 3 sort of lines thrown back to their sort of, I think it was their 90s or maybe 90s teams. I think I forget the dates, guys. It's been a huge couple of weeks, but it's the Panthers. It's what their identity is. So I like that. They're the Black Panthers. Blackout when you go there, you see all their fans wearing it. They've obviously just won the comp in the pink jersey, though. They've become the Pink Panthers as well. That has started off as their women in league round jersey years ago, and now it's just become their away jersey. Any other time, to be honest, I'd probably hate it. The fact that it's got nothing to do with that club. But now, because they've persisted with it, I really respect that side of it. And it has become part of, I guess, their culture. It's including, I guess, everyone as their supporters in the game. And now that they've won a comp in that jersey, it probably means a lot more to the club as well. So, yeah, done well. Again, they needed to probably change the colouring of their major sponsor to work in with the pink so it stands out more. So that works out nice. But the My Place probably is too big. It definitely stands out a lot more. Probably one of the only things for mine that actually takes this jersey down a bit.
They're both identical jerseys as last year, as you said. I think they're both nice. The black, I really like just the flat, straight black with just a little touch of the red, green, and yellow. I think it's really cool. It's just a crispy, nice, simple but good jersey. And I've loved the pink jersey since I first saw it, and I still love it now. I don't have the old, I'm not tied into the Panthers or the story behind any of that sort of stuff. I love that they've gone out and done it with the pink. I just think it's a freaking good, nice jersey, and it's always been a nice jersey. It's funny to watch it on the ground and watch these big boys in pink run around and dominate like they have. And but yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
Can I give you one idea what I'd do for the away jersey? You know how they got the black My Place? Is it to you? Does it make sense? Those 3 big lines that are coloured on their black, I'd change that to black. I would actually have them as sort of black, so it has that bit of identity with their Black Panthers, and have that little bit of black to it, just to break it up a little bit, not to just be completely pink.
I think they're My Place. Oh yeah, I can see what you're doing. I'm not sure if I'd like those stripes to be black. I reckon the away jersey, just to be a little bit better, would be the My Place should be in white and just keep it all quite a bright color.
Nice and then the lines could be white as well, and just have it as that real nice sort of light coloring. Yeah, that'd probably work a bit better as well, a bit more cleaner. The ratings for these two, and then I want to quickly talk about the alternate. 8.5s for both. I do like what they've done. I like how it's simple. We've spoken about that a number of times tonight. They've done it well, kept their identity. So well done.
9 on the home, 9.5 on the away.
Always a big. Real men wear pink.
Real men wear pink, yeah. Real men eat quiche.
All right. Now, I was biased, obviously, with the Parramatta away jersey. Absolutely froth it at the mouth. Now, the alternate jersey, and look, podcast listeners, by now you've got through the podcast, understand. Please do yourself a favor. If you haven't yet, go onto YouTube, fast forward up to now, 1 hour and 8 minutes in, and look at this jersey, please, because in my opinion, this is obviously a shout out to the dynasty they're on. What they've done here is just had a pure black jersey, added some gold to it. And for mine, This is a 10 out of 10 jersey. I'll put the rating out there right now. I absolutely love this jersey. The My Place is gold. Everything's gold. It's celebrating just the champion club that they are at the moment. Absolutely love this. This is just supreme. This to me is the best jersey in the competition, bar none, including, unfortunately, my passionate bright yellow Hardy's away Parramatta jersey. But I love it, Trav.
It's a beautiful jersey, and they deserve to do it. The gold is theirs. It's the color of the trophy. And they've had 4 of them in a row. So, well and truly in their rights to making that alternate jersey. That I love it as well. This is the first time I've seen their alternate jersey. I haven't seen that up until just now. So, big fan of it.
And a big shout out to the sponsors who have all come to the party and gone, you know what, make our logo gold. Like Alum, for instance, Hertz. They're not gold logo. That's not their company. And they've all come to the party there and gone, yep, put it on as gold. We'll come to the party and make sure this jersey is done right. And the last point I wanted to make with this jersey, I know it would have made them look probably very cocky and they would have copped some backlash. But if they went into this year and said, this was our home jersey, I would have probably applauded that, because that would they deserve it. They get to be cocky because of how good they are. And I hope they play in this jersey a number of times throughout the year. They deserve it. And it is just a simply stunning jersey to look at. Is it a 10 for you as well, Trav, or you're not quite there?
I'm going to give it a 10 right now. Yeah, I think I've jumped on the hype train from how much you've hyped it up. It's the first time I've seen it. It's a Smick jersey. It's nice. I need to have a proper look at it on a bigger screen, and I wouldn't mind seeing it in person. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 10 for what I can see. It's a beautiful jersey. Perfect. With a cool story.
Yeah, 100%. I can't wait to see what they've got there. All right, so that's the end of that. I hope you all enjoy the jersey side of things. Let us know your thoughts as well, what you think are some really good logos, some jerseys and things like that. Your thoughts. Again, if we've got anything wrong in what we're discussing, please let us know. We'll apologize if we have some information wrong. It's definitely not our forte. Said it at the start, say it again. But we hope you have all enjoyed this. What I will say, going through it, I think a lot of clubs more far outweigh the bad ones. It's a really nice year jersey-wise. I think a lot of clubs have done a really good job. And even like the poor ones, for instance, aren't the worst jerseys we've ever seen. So they're respectable in a way, but they could have just done better. Unfortunately, I just think majority of clubs have smacked it out of the ballpark. We have a bit of time for a quick couple of questions that you have answered or asked. Sorry, we'll answer them right now. Thanks to TC Coolers, you'll get an LOI going to the draw to win League of Inches cooler each and every week by simply just asking a question for the podcast, both in tonight's episode and tomorrow night's Supercoach episode. First up, we'll go to Instagram. Ethan Skip, out of all the current NRL players across all 17 teams, which player is most likely to end up in a head coaching role in the NRL? Tell you what, that is a loaded question. That is something that I probably wish I had a bit of time to think about at the top of my head. There's definitely some smart operators around. Trav, do you need more thinking time? Is there someone popping up to your head? Because I feel like the Storm would have a couple. You think of maybe Cherry Evans. You've got who are we thinking? I'd probably lock in.
Oh man, I wish you had sent that to me way in advance and have a bit of a think about it. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna go. Why do I feel like Damien Cook?
There's an obvious one. Coach. Oh yes, that's a good shout. That is a good shout. He could teach him how to sprint, that's for sure. Be a fast
beach runner. I definitely, I don't know. I've just watched him direct teams around the park. He's done Origin. He's been Australian, and he's not just been there. Like he's been the best at those times in those spots at point. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe him. I also kind of feel like Adam Reynolds might be a good coach from what I've seen of him in terms of his game knowledge and the way he runs a club and how he sets that up. There's probably two there that I can think of literally off the top of my head. If you gave me 24 hours and I went through some lists, I could probably think of some more, but there's two.
Yeah, I think Reynolds is a great shout. I'm going to go, and it's probably an obvious one because he's been the orchestrator now to 4 years worth of premierships, Nathan Cleary. Obviously, we've all seen the reports. We've all seen a lot of the articles that have happened over the years, how much detail he goes into to study each opposition, every play, all that sort of thing. You just feel like with his dad as well, naturally down the track, he'll probably fall into that. And I just think he absolutely kill that. And yeah, he's probably my lock-in answer there. Just loading up the Facebook ones quickly. Again, shout out to TC Coolers. If you need any sort of coolers at all, even other bits of merch, they do look after all of it. Please just go on to TC Coolers, a Facebook page, go through that way and see if they can help you out. Even if you've got like another podcast, your own, or work or something, you want to do a few up, perfect way to go ahead and get that done. A couple of Facebook ones. There's a fair few in there. Jason Murphy, LOI legend, actually. So thank you for being paid. He's won a few prizes already this year, thanks to getting double the entries. What, in your honest opinion, is the best jersey of all time? For me, it will be hard to go past the Manly Sea Eagles Pepsi logo jersey or the OG Warriors DB Bitter logo. Another one that I wish we looked at earlier and we could have had a bit more time to look into things. I guess for me, straight away, what pops up in my head, being a Para fan, and I stated a bit earlier, that sort of, I think it was about the 86 sort of mark, where it's that Hardy's jersey with the blue and then broken up with the lines into the yellow. I absolutely think that is the jersey of all time. I love that. Again, I just hope that they can just somehow replicate that whole thing into the modern day fabric, and it would be probably the nicest jersey personally that I think is out there. For other clubs, I'd have to have a think back. I love when they do, like, I'm a huge thing when clubs stick to what their identity is. So, like, as boring as it is, something like a nice, clean, crisp Dragons jersey with that nice red V, I personally think is awesome. That's a great jersey. That means so much to so many people out there. That, for me, is a hugely popular and probably one of the best jerseys of all time, because it's literally been that their whole time. It's huge. So that's a nice little special shout out there. Trav, anything that's pointing to you? I've given you a couple of minutes now trying to ramble. Giving you some thought time. What do you got?
I'll go with Storm one because that's all I can really think about, and it's their 98 jersey, which is the retro one that they have with the yellow collar, the purple and white V that goes down, and the old logo with on the shield, the white shield. Yeah, that was sick. I love that jersey. That's about all I can think of as any jersey that I've really liked. Yeah, that's a good one. I can't really think off the top of my head of other jerseys that I think, holy crap, that's the best one. I have to go and do some research and have a think around it.
We'll get to the research. We'll get back to you. Maybe and do maybe a shout out post over the next week or so, just while we're on that jersey thing, and do a few of our ones that we really like. Daniel Halston maybe. How do you make the salary cap work? The last 12 years have only had 3 teams as minor premiers: Panthers, Storm, and also why do the minor premiers get such roosters? Also, why is the prize only 200K? 30-man squad, 6K each for 27 rounds? Make it 2 mil, and do we see a different game? Well, Daniel, I don't know if you've seen our notes or not, but we have been big on this the last couple of months about the minor premiers. I have in the back of my mind got pretty much a post ready to go that I'm going to put out there very, very soon about this. We wanted to talk about it on a podcast coming up. We might still have time to do that. That was sort of back to sort of our pub talk sort of stuff. But then we had a break into that. We're huge on that. We believe minor premiers should be rewarded a lot more. We're trying to do that with our draft comps, actually. We're trying to give minor premiers a much larger reward. As you said, it's a 27-week competition. When you think about it and you put it on paper, you get such a larger reward for winning a 4-week competition than you do a 27-week. In my mind, it doesn't make sense. I know the Australian sporting mentality, yeah, but they've won the grand final. I get that. But for me, I think the 27-week team should win a bigger prize, should get rewarded more. The Storm, for instance, this year were clearly the best team in the competition. In 2024, were clearly the best team in the comp. They got beat on the night by the team that's been there and done that many times. But the Storm, for mine, were clearly the best, and they navigated through Origin, they navigated through injuries, they had depth, and it puts also a lot of emphasis on depth and having the right depth in the right places. So I'm all for it, and we're going to go into hopefully more detail about it. How to make the salary cap work, brother? No idea. We've all got ideas. Again, we can go into much more detail for you. Apologies that we're going to have to try and make this a lot shorter, this answer, than it will be, and we'll get to it. Trav, what are your thoughts around that salary cap making it shorter and the side of it, the minor premier stuff?
I don't think you can do anything else in the salary cap with the salary cap or add any rules to make it more even for any of the clubs. So the thing is, every club is on the same playing field with the same wicket, right? So they all got the same amount of money. Yeah, am I correct? Is that right or wrong? So I don't think you can add any rules to it. But the only difference between one club to the other 17 is how they spend that money, where they put that into, who they buy, who they choose to, how can they market their club to that player to get them to come sign for them. Then it's about how they decide what they can do in terms of how they build their club or build their juniors or what they do around that. And that's key, right? So I don't think there's anything you can do in terms of rules or things to change that. I think the salary cap has a place. I think it's great. I think it's a great idea. I think it needs to keep growing as the game grows and as the telecast and broadcasters and all that sort of stuff change. I think there needs to be major changes outside of that to change in terms of, I think there needs to be a draft. I think there needs to be free agency, a better free agency period. I think that's how you can make clubs change. And I know that there will be people who will come out and go, oh, well, if you've got free agency and you've got these players will just go to these big clubs and all that sort of stuff. And my comeback to that is, well, do bloody better. Tell these clubs to do better. Make a better choice. Put your more money into your facilities, fix your ownership, fix your management, do all those sorts of things. Like that's my thing, right? So I don't think I think the question of having to walk around and say, what can we do to fix the situation and fix things is the right actual question to be asked. I think the question needs to be asked to the clubs to say, well, what the hell are you doing? And really strong audits need to be put to that. It is something I actually brought up with our Little League of Inches page and wanted to have a big conversation around that. I think that's definitely something for our podcast, Pub Talk, that I really would like to talk about, because I've got some big points that I'd love to discuss and put out there for people to discuss. Because, I mean, if we're thinking about it and now the questions come up, there's a lot of other people that will be. I also agree very much so the minor premier needs to be rewarded a hell of a lot more. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that in terms of that answer, because you summed it up real.
Yeah. No, again, we'll try and get to it. We are getting back into things now. We're trying to balance our time as well. But it's a huge Pub Talk episode that we are very keen to get out there. And we will try and get to that when we can. There's obviously a lot of build-up coming into this new season, as well as the Supercoach stuff. But thank you, Daniel, for the question. Again, we'll try and get a few posts out about that as well and get to it in more detail when we can. Brent Hampton, shout out to Brent. Just in case no one knows yet, he's the owner of Pack Lords, who is our draft sponsor this year. Come on board. So he's going to help afford a lot of the trophies we'll be giving out, medals, maybe a title, a little WWE title stuff as well. We're going to work all that out. But really do appreciate that, and just beef up a little bit of that cash prize money as well. If you're into all that sort of stuff, Trav probably can be better to talk to about that than me. I'm not a huge collector. Probably will change that now that Pack Lords is on board, and I've started to look at certain things, and it's really starting to appeal to me. But
so you're rabbit into that hole sort of you don't want to get down to.
Yeah, if you're into it, make sure you go check them out, please. They're really, really good. Question for Joel. How good was the 2001 grand final? Mate, you're lucky you're a sponsor for us, because my answer to that would not be very nice. So I'm just going to move on and just go from there.
What a poor shout out to one of our wonderful sponsors.
Mate, he knows exactly what he's doing for that. Brent, love ya, but no thanks. Brett Johnston, another subscriber of our Facebook group. Again, guys, $2.99 a month, literally less than a coffee. 1 month, literally less than a coffee. Help and support us a bit further. Please, if you can do so, exclusive access to so much content, you won't believe your eyes. Who kicks at the Eels? Does Lomax get the duties? Who has the worst jerseys and why is it the Roosters? I think Lomax will win. I think there'll be too much on Moses' plate. He won't be the goal kicker. And I think we've seen last year Lomax was the goal kicker for the Blues when they're both in that team as well. So I think Lomax gets the spot, which as a fan I'm happy about. Let Moses manage the team. Looks like he's going to captain the team as well, so let him do that. The worst jersey, well, we've just done our ratings. Spoke that much. I forget who I rated the worst, but go back and you already know the answer to that one. Trav, do you think Lomax gets the kicking?
I think he does. I mean, didn't he? He kicked above Moses.
I think he got Origin. Him by. Yeah, he did for sure.
And he kicked above him for international. That's if I remember rightly. So yes. I mean, in the two big stages, he's kicked above Moses. So I think it's a no-brainer. And if I off the top of my head, because again, it's a question that I haven't gotten to. You just put it to me. But I think off the top of my head, he's got a better percentage, or in the time that he's got, I think he's kicking better. So I think everything just goes to him to be the kicker, and he should be.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that could be a good talking point for a teaser for tomorrow night's Supercoach, where the Eels do feature. So definitely we'll be talking about Lomax for all those Supercoach lovers out there. I know there is plenty of you. There is so many good questions tonight. Second last one, Shannon McIntyre. Do you think the increasing focus on commercial sponsorships and frequent jersey redesigns is eroding the culture and historical identity of NRL clubs? And how do you balance generating revenue with persevering the heritage that fans hold dear? Well, one thing I'll say to that, I'm going to let Trav answer most of this question, but I'll just say one thing. We said a number of times throughout this podcast that we like that heritage vibe and that throwback to it. We like when clubs sort of keep that same jersey and help, I guess, with this current modern age and money, finance, things like that, help their fans out. So I definitely like that side of it. Trav, do you want to tackle the rest of that question?
Is that because you don't know how to answer it?
I didn't need a break. I've answered a lot of them in detail.
Throwing these questions to me without actually going, I've forgotten half the question.
Do you want me to go again? Why?
You're going to have to read it again.
So do you think, it's a really good question, Shannon. Do you think the increasing focus on commercial sponsorships and frequent jersey redesigns is eroding the cultural and historical identity of NRL clubs? And how do you balance generating revenue with persevering the heritage that fans hold dear? Now, other thing, while you think about this, I'll say, I actually think clubs are starting to tackle this a bit more and go back to that heritage days and have little throwbacks and stuff. So I do think it's a lot better looking now than it was maybe 24 months ago.
Yeah, and there's definitely clubs that do it better than others. Like the Raiders have been that green machine all the way through. I like what the Bulldogs have done. I mean, the Manly maroon, the Broncos maroon. Like I think clubs do it a lot better. Unfortunately, with the way the NRL is at the moment, the funding that they get from all of this is important. Like that's the reason why their logo, these brands are on the middle of these jerseys. So because they need the money and they want the money. So it's a hard one. Like the clubs have to do it because they need the money. The competition needs to do it because they need the money, sponsorships, and even looking like even just in our own page and how we have to look for sponsorship just to manage costs, because the cost of recording this is a cost. So it makes sense. I get it. How do you balance that? I don't have that answer because I'm not. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's too big a question. That it'd be a question I'd love to ask. You know, your Michael Witts of the world and all of those guys that you did as the podcast at the end of last year. If you haven't listened to them, go listen to them because there's some bloody good ones. I do think that clubs do lose their identity by trying to constantly do this over and over again. Like I think, and because you end up going over and over again, you make minor changes, and each time you make a change, you've made a change, and then eventually you get to a point where you've got a whole different thing to what you originally had or what your identity is. Like, it's a hard one. It's a hard one to balance. It's too big a question for me to answer on a podcast like this. Yeah.
Another one that, again, we'll probably tackle and be able to tackle in a pub talk episode. It's definitely by the looks of things that is wanting to come back. We'll try and work out things behind the scenes to get that. But I also will tease this. I have been in discussion with a couple of CEOs of clubs, a few that are actually happy to come on. It's just more so about working in a time frame that works for both parties involved. Hopefully I can get one or two of them on in the next couple of weeks. It'd be awesome to get them on before the season starts. And these are the sort of questions I can ask them, and we can get it from the horse's mouth, because someone like the Warriors, for instance, I think this question might be aimed at, who are putting out 6 or 7 jerseys a year. And to the neutral fan, it doesn't really make much sense, I guess. But there's potentially reasons why they're doing that, cultural reasons and all that sort of thing, which we might not see on face value. And maybe Warriors fans will be able to help us with that as well. Last one here is Mark Brown. What player do you guys think will have a cracker year, and who will completely shit the bed? For me, I think, who's going to have a cracker year? Well, it was in the bit of the draft chat today, actually, and I think that's spot on. I think Dearden is really ready to evolve into that main playmaker for the Cowboys. He'll have pressure to do so with no Townsend there trying to steer the ship either. So I think he's ready to really step up as that main playmaker and take on all that load of that club to completely shit the bed. I don't really want to say much about this and put something onto a player. But you want our opinions. We always give it. Trying to think at the top of my head. While I think of that, Trav, do you have your one for player that you think will just be a cracker year?
Yeah, so I was the one that put into our draft chat with everybody that said that I think that Dearden is there, and so you stole my thunder. And I think Dearden, and I'm going to just put a gamble responsibly, please everybody, but I'm going to put just a cheeky little waiver on Dearden for Dally M, or at least.
Can't anymore.
What?
You can't bet on Dally M anymore.
Can't you?
No. They suspended that market, unfortunately.
Did they?
There's a reason behind it. We won't go into it here, but yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, I didn't know because that's how much I bet. But yeah. Well, he's a cheeky wager for Dally M. Or at least top 3. I reckon even top 3. Yeah, I think he's a shoe-in. I think he's easy going to have a monster year.
For shit the bed, I don't want to do this, but the one narrative I'm going to go down with this one is looking at the Dragons, and there's been pressure and it's been spoken about already. You've got 3 old heads, I guess, that this recently signed at the club: Holmes, Cook, and Gutho. Maybe one of them, the age will catch up to them, form might catch up to them, and they'll effectively shit the bed, as Mark has put it. Hoping and not putting it on there. I've always loved Gutho. Everyone knows that. Back in the Paradies, not trying to put so many voodoo needles in his voodoo doll at all, but that is the narrative I'll go down that seems to probably make the most sense. Trav?
I was going to go down Gutho range, and I'm a major fan of King Gutho, as you know. But because you've called that, I'll go somewhat different that's come to my head, and that is Adam Reynolds.
Oh, one that just came to my head then, and I don't want to bring it up, but Ezra Mann, when he does come back, all the pressure that's going to be on him, he might not be able to cope with that, and that will impact his form, and he just goes completely downhill. And there's probably a lot of people out there going, well, so be it. But yeah, I don't
like the term shit the bed. But to answer the question that was given to me, that's what I'll do. But I think Adam Reynolds, unfortunately, his body's done. Like his body just is giving in. He's got nothing. I don't think his body can handle the NRL gist of it. I think he's due for a coaching role and would be a bloody good coach from what I reckon.
Yeah, and the final one, she's a quick one. Tom Shearer, I didn't see this one. Who plays 14 for the Eels? If it's Lussick, I quit football. Tom, my opinion, obviously, Lussick's probably in the race. If he does get picked, I'd anticipate him to start and play the first 20 and then Hands comes off the bench in that 14 role. If it's Hands starting, I'd love to see Joash Papali'i get given that spot to come on when forwards are tight and just be a roaming sort of role and really exploit some of the talent that he does have. Trav, you have anything to say about that one?
Nope. I'll give it to the Parafan there and go from that.
That's it, guys. I thank you tuning in, watching this one. The questions were out of this world this week. Thank you very much. You're all looking like you all want a cooler as well. So you're all going to the draw, which we appreciate. Would have been about an hour and 10-minute podcast, but I know both me and Trav will sit here for 20 minutes if it means getting back to you guys and you're all wanting to get involved with the page listening. We really appreciate that. So I'm happy to sit here for 20-odd minutes answering all your questions. Keep them coming every week, and the Supercoach ones. We will continue to answer them at the end of every episode. But that's it. Trav, thank you. The jerseys are done. Looking forward to watching these teams in these jerseys. And we'll be back tomorrow night for the next lot of Supercoach team previews.
Let's go. Hey, and sorry to Shannon McIntyre, as I'm not sure we were able to answer that question at this point in time. We might have to think about it and come back with a response.
Yes, we will do. Thank you very much, guys. See you for the next.